Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana. And we're here today with special guest, Kaliyani, who's here to share with us her new single, One Earth. Now, Kaliyani is a spiritually inspired visionary, a producer, artist, and founder of Stargate Alliance Films and Media. She hopes to inspire humanity through offering alternative visions, information, and empowering tools for self as well as for the global soul transformation. It is Kaliyani's dream to offer herself as an instrument for the betterment of humanity and uplifting of consciousness on the planet. So let's welcome to the show, Kaliyani.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
What an honor it is to have you here and to talk about this. So, One Earth, what made you decide that it was time to write this single?
Well, it was actually a bit of like a challenge. Like somebody was teasing me and asking me to write the song, which is this CEO for this nonprofit organization that I got involved with called Hands Around the World. And it's, a friend of mine introduced me to them and they immediately wanted to talk to me. And I became kind of a liaison and trying to help them launch this bigger than life. Actually, it had been launched, but had kind of hit like a stagnant point with the lockdown in 2020, especially because the founder of this organization is the famous humanitarian, now, unfortunately, late humanitarian, Ken Cragen, who created USA for Africa, and which was extremely successful, still is, this nonprofit with the song "We're the World" with Michael Jackson. And then he did also Hands Across America. At that time, I didn't even know that because at that time I was not in the US. I was still in Brazil. I was a little bit intimidated, honestly, because to step in the shoes of creating a song in the style of We're the World, which is what the CEO was asking me to do as a benefit to the organization, maybe to be a carrier song for their project. And so we had several meetings on Zoom, like we're having here. And they kept asking me, he kept kind of teasing me, I think you're going to be the one who's going to write the carrier song, And then I had to just get out of my head and get out of the way and let it happen, because I was like, my signature is not really to write songs with words that are comprehensible. My first two releases were very ephemeral in a way, very spiritual. And this is where the singing impulse came from, and more of that style of inspiration. But I thought, this is an extraordinary cause, which is climate change and environment. And I thought, why not? So this was in the late summer of 2020. So I started to work on it in the fall and towards the end of the summer and the fall. And little by little, this song downloaded. And then by mid-21, I started producing it. And we were done with it last year, but I decided to wait until Earth Day. We were done, me and my co-producer, Wolfgang Amadeus. He's a dear friend. And, we even worked with, everything was remote, and we were doing the production in 2021, and we had all these incredible musicians, including the Budapest Orchestra, who did the strings. It was like, I think 30, maybe 50 violins. It was really beautiful. And a Mats Plasner, who created the arrangement, for the string arrangement. He also was the first one to put notes to the song.
Well, what a powerful song to bring into comparison. I know We Are the World was really about humanity coming together and taking care of each other. In your song, One Earth, you really focus on nature and our earth.
Where the World is USA for Africa. It was a plea to help the African nation and its poverty and hunger and all of that. It is, in a sense, it's, I guess you could say it wasn't about environment, but it was about just helping release hunger, and we are the world, we're the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. So in the sense of it's that style, it's just in the sense that it would be like a plea to come together. And the way the song was organized, let's say, or the infrastructure of the song itself, not in the sense that it was the same cause, But it was a lot of fun because in the past, I worked only with one multi-talented composer, and he would play all the instruments. This time, we went and made a big, collaboration. And there's, I think at least 10 different people who played their own instruments, and Wolfgang mixed it, but the composition, when I told Wolfgang, so who's the composer? He said, well, it's you, because the song came to me, the lyrics and the melody. So when we started to produce, what we did was I sent my vocals recorded into my phone to a Mott's, and a Mott's started to put notes into it. So basically, because I created the melody, I just don't play instruments, but the song played in my head. So I sang the song I recorded the song, sent the recording to Amat's, and then we met in his studio in Topanga Canyon. And then he started listening to my voice in the recording and started putting notes on it. So it was a completely different product and a different way to create, because in the past, me and the composer would sit down and he would write, and I would say, I like this, I don't like this, I like that. It was kind of like he was the one who was the musician, but I would lead him by saying, how about doing this and that? And can you make it be this way, that way? And then I would walk away with the composition instrumental only, and I would take it with me and I would put my vocals on it. So then I would come back and record my vocals over something that was created earlier. This time, the song came down, in a period of a few weeks. And then I started so I had the whole song and there was no instrumental. It was kind of interesting. And then we put the instrumentals little by little. We invited a collaboration of several different artists, for guitar, piano. We had the remote Budapest Orchestra in Hungary, and all kinds of percussion, drums, with phenomenal people. And then the song was mastered, and we waited to release it on Earth Day.
Well, I understand that you have nature as the backdrop. Why was that so important? Especially, we're focused on this being released on Earth Day.
It's to preserve nature. This is a call to awareness of how it's our, how much damage has been done. If you look at the lyrics, there's so much damage that has been caused to the environment. And that's why I have a lot of beautiful nature. So we are reminded of the beauty of the planet. And we even have animals that are endangered at the end of the video. I thought it is a beautiful thing to just sit in the middle of the most beautiful background in nature. It was fall, and actually snow was already on the ground. This was shot in October in Northern California. And it was beautiful. I think it was North Lake. I think that's that region. It wasn't necessarily North Lake, but there's several lakes in that region. And it was on the edge of this beautiful lake. So I guess it's just a reminder of if we don't stop damaging the environment, that we're not going to be able to enjoy the beauty and this perennial giving that is this planet, this beautiful earth home that we live in.
I would agree with you on that. There's so much that we have to consider, especially at this time within human history, I feel. And when people hear your music, because I know you have such an angelic voice, with this song, is there something that you want to impart upon them?
Oh, absolutely. I'm hoping to just make people inspired to participate and to understand, to participate in grassroots movements, nonprofit organization, or participate, clean up the beach day, or to understand how we don't have to wait for the solution to come from a higher place or an organization or let's say more of a governmental organ, but that there's so much that has already been done by people like you and I who got inspired to do something about something that they thought was wrong, and they were so inspired to create change that they did amazing things. Like, for example, ocean cleanup is one that I bring up a lot because I'm so inspired by them. And it's an organization that was started up with a 16-year-old boy from, I think, Holland. And he was swimming, I think, in the Mediterranean somewhere. His name is Boyan Slat. He was in scuba diving in Greece, okay? And he saw all this junk floating, plastic pollution in the ocean. And he learned he said, why can't we clean this up? And people just giggle around him. And it's like, yeah. And then he studied it and he did a project for school. And this is back in 2012. He's no longer a teenager. And his organization is huge. It's a company now. And he works with these giant ships. And he actually blocks. He learned that there's 8 main rivers in the world that throw all this garbage coming from these little villages and towns around the world in the mountains. And this garbage is coming into the ocean from these rivers. So he also has big, giant boats that stop. It's like a big sifter, stops the garbage from coming into the ocean, collects it into the ship, and it's a continuous thing. And then he has these big ships that come and collect the plastic from the Great Garbage Patch and other locations. He has done so much with it. And he converts the plastic into other different products, but basically a major recycling program. I think they also make sunglasses, glasses, frames, and things like that. So it's recycling all that junk and cleaning the ocean, which is saving turtles. It's saving a lot of animals, the fish who are dying, choking on plastic, and birds and you name it. So these are people who are just even teenagers. Anybody can participate. So without getting away from the focus of your question, is my hope is that this song will inspire people to participate and know how important the choice of one person is. Like even what you purchase, because supply is dictated by demand. So what doesn't sell, they stop producing. So if people stop consuming products that are packaged in plastic, or stop using plastic bags, stop using straw, don't underestimate the power of one, because one by one, makes about 8 million that globally right now. But each one of them is necessary to add to 8 million. So your choice is very important. So you can do it in the individual way in your life, or you can participate as well. You can even start a nonprofit or start an organization to help clean the air or the ocean or the beaches or, pollution, whatever, turns you on, and my hope is that people be touched, and want to do something about it. before it's too late.
That is just so impactful. In your song, you talk about we are heroes without borders. Is that kind of what you mean, or did you have other intentions for that?
No, that's what I meant. Heroes without borders means that when we forget the political division and the racial division, we step into the greater aspect of us, which is we're all brothers and sisters from, children of the earth, one planet race. That's why I say when we get out of the way with religious division, political division internally, I'm not saying we have to eliminate it because it's complicated, but if we live from a place inside of us that, is inspired by that thought that we all are one and the same. We all want happiness. We all want harmony and peace. We all want love. We all want to be acknowledged and recognized for our value. We all have been betrayed. We all have had faith and lost faith. We all, everywhere in the world, regardless of religion and race, have been initiated to the same exact initiatory processes that happen just for being human, which is a learning school. This is a school where we are brought here as souls. And regardless of the environment around you, the most important thing is to acknowledge that we're all going through the same thing. We all really desire the same thing. Anybody who has a healthy mind to any degree would like a peaceful world. There are sick people out there, but it's a minority. Most people want love, harmony, peace, beauty. They enjoy, most people retire. And what do? They go travel through the most beautiful places in the world where everything, feels good. The weather's good. There's beautiful oceans and beaches and mountains and land, and this is what we all want. It's not different because there are political borders and religious borders and, racial borders. So to understand that there's so much power in living from that place that we are one and the same,
That's so beautiful. I just love that. I think is such an important message. And, and you also have a lyric within your song that talks about we hear you cry and here we are embracing you. Is that kind of calling people to let them know that they're not alone, that other people are here with them?
Yeah, exactly. It is just acknowledging the archetypal soul of the planet, that we're together and we're here listening to the cries of the planet. So let's personalize the planet as Gaia, okay? So we are hearing the cries of Gaia and the calling, as if the soul of the planet is asking us to wake up and help heal the damage and stop creating more damage. So so it doesn't get worse for us. And in that chorus, in the song, it's basically saying, and here we are surrounding you. We hear your call. We come to you like we're ready, and we have been, and there's more of it that's going to be done. We are hearing your call now, and we're coming to the rescue, to save, like deforestation, for example. And I love talking. There's so many beautiful organizations. And One Tree Planted is one of them that blew my mind away when I went to check them. One Tree Planted has planted millions and millions of trees while people were on lockdown. And it's phenomenal. And I go, like, the traditional news does not hold space for good news. There's tremendous amounts of good news, but we're always walking with the weight of bad news on our shoulders. And, but the human spirit is incredible. We are so traumatized and bombarded with terrible news. And it is a program. That's why television programs are called programs. We're being programmed to stay kind of dulled down and hopeless because it's easier to control. People who are, discouraged. But the truth is that there's phenomenal stuff being done out there. And we're the ones we've been waiting for. And this is where the inspiration for this song came, because once I was asked to write a song about it, I've always been a contributor to a lot of environment organizations to the best of my ability through many years. But, when I was asked to write the song, I dove deeper. And I learned so much, and I learned that there is so much out there that we have done. And I became inspired and hopeful. And this is what I hope people will understand, that, it is, and most of this change that has been done from people like you and I, who one day just got fed up and said, I am going to do something about this. And I'm going to bring together a group of people who think like me, who want to do this with me. And this is how the changes are happening.
It just seems now that there's this invitation to make that circle broader for people who maybe don't know what to do. I mean, kind of thinking, wow, I want to do something, but I don't even know where to start.
Exactly. So it is about listening to your heart, your passions. Those people who are most sensitive can do the most change. The people who sometimes feel most disempowered are the ones who can, when they awaken to this realization that they matter, that their contribution is important. There are a lot of people who are about to die, and all of a sudden they awaken to a new reality. They heal themselves from some disease, and they go around explaining to everybody how they did it and how to do it. It's whatever hurts you the most that makes you the hero, that makes you the healer, the wounded healer, right? The whole concept of Chiron. Whatever hurts us the most. And people who are super sensitive feel like, oh my God, it's so painful. Like most empathic people feel like there's no hope. And there's so it's so violent. It feels violent to somebody who is sensitive to see what's happening in the world, not just environmentally, in all senses, but it's important to understand that this pain can be transmuted into action, and even anger can be transmuted into action, positive action. Anger has a bad reputation, but the truth is that if we know how to transmute and convert the powerful energy of anger into positive right action that will erase something that is harmful from the environment or from a cause, whatever cause it is, hunger, homeless, there's so much that can be done. What is it that touches you? Don't ignore it. And it's going to enliven you. Whenever we take action to participate in something that has been very upsetting and we don't know what to do to change it, and we take at least one simple step, to contribute, it fills us with energy. It's incredible, I sometimes go down to this organization that packs food for children around the world. And when I come out of there, I feel like I've been injected with, new life, just because I spent, half of my Saturday packing foods for, it's an organization not too far from me. And it's called Children's Hunger Fund. And it's a beautiful thing. So, create some time, take one day of the weekend and go do something, go clean a beach, go, donate, $10, $5 to your favorite organization. It's going to fill with this proud, spiritual pride. It's not an egoic pride, but it's a spiritual pride that makes you feel, it elevates you. It elevates your energy. It brings you, it increases your frequency, the way in which you operate in the world. And it fills you with, it's amazing. It's really amazing. Just give it a shot. And don't be hopeless. There's a lot of people doing incredible things, and you can just volunteer to help them. And like others, you can start your own. If there's something there that you think nobody ever did and they should have done, and you have an amazing idea, bring your friends together and start it up. Raise funds and start an organization of your own. The sky's the limit. This is what I would like the song to do, to inspire people to understand that there's so much power in us, so much potency and power to change things around us peacefully and enjoy,
My goodness. I mean, I felt your work is just so powerful. Where can people purchase your songs?
The songs are streaming everywhere, Spotify, all the mainstream, Amazon, and, Google. You can purchase it or you can stream it. You can also go to my website, Kaliyani.com, and you're going to see links to access the music there, and where you can buy or stream or listen to it that way as well. And also, if you sign up for my newsletter, I send an inspirational newsletter a month to everyone. And there's a blog session. It's called Musings. So if you go to Kaliyani.com, and Kaliyani is spelled differently than most Kaliyanis in India. Usually it's an Indian name, and it's Kaliyani. Instead of KLY, it's Kaliyani. So Kaliyani.com.
Well, Kaliyani, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Well, thank you, Kaliyani. It's been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about your newly released single, One Earth. If you'd like to connect with Kaliyani, you can at her website. It's spelled KALIYANI.com. Well, on that note, we're going to pause here for a quick break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Are you chasing profitability yet losing fulfillment? Let me introduce you to your solution, the Relaunch Company. I'm Hillary DeCesar, an entrepreneurial performance coach, fearless leader of the Relaunch Company, here to help put the pedal to the metal and relaunch your business your way. Visit www.therelaunch.com. Take the free quiz to learn 3 steps towards waving goodbye to burnout and hello to success.
The book Terminal Cancer is a Misdiagnosis, authored by Danny Carroll, is on sale at Amazon now. Licensed psychologist and psychotherapist Tessa Antia-John-Guerra commented, "This is one of the most empowering books on the topic of cancer you will ever read." Award-winning author T.L. Needham commented, "This recommended book can be understood by anyone seeking answers, hope, and alternatives to a terminal diagnosis. Buy it now on Amazon.com.
Are you feeling disconnected from your life and your body as a woman? Do you feel numb emotionally and/or sexually and just not sure how to feel really alive again, or maybe for the first time? Are you struggling with body and self-acceptance, especially during menopause? If you'd like to reclaim your feminine and learn more about woman and gynecology and how it can help empower your life, contact Gina Cloud at www.ginacloud.com.
I'd like to thank Jason Eastwood at Guitarfulness for sharing his inspiring music and talent with us. His music is known worldwide for cultivating atmospheres of harmony, inner peace, and clarity. Visit Jason's website at guitarfulness.com. Join his newsletter, be part of his community, and download his music. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You've been listening to Moments with Marianne, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary. A recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.